Hello, my dear friends. I'm very happy to have you here today. My name is Sarah, and together we are going to explore a day at school. School is not just a place where we study, it is a place where we discover new ideas, make friends, and learn life lessons. Every day at school is unique. There are challenges, small victories, fun moments, and learning experiences that shape who we are. In this lesson, I will take you through my school day step by step. I will share how I prepare in the morning, what happens in each class, how I interact with my teachers and classmates, and how I spend my breaks. You will learn useful English phrases and expressions to describe your own school day. Don't worry if you don't understand everything immediately. I will speak slowly and clearly so you can follow along. You can repeat sentences, imagine the scenarios, and try using new words yourself. Step by step, your English will improve while you enjoy the story of a school day. Take a deep breath, relax, and join me on this journey through a day at school. Episode 1: Arriving at School and the Morning Start. When I arrive at school in the morning, the first thing I notice is the sound of the gates opening and students chatting happily. The air is cool, the sky is bright, and a sense of anticipation fills the schoolyard. Some students are running to meet their friends, others are quietly walking with books in their hands. I take a deep breath and feel ready for the day. My backpack is on my shoulders, neatly packed with notebooks, pencils, and my lunchbox. Organization is important to me, because a prepared student feels confident and calm. As I walk toward the entrance, I greet my friends with a cheerful good morning. They respond with smiles and small waves. These small greetings make me feel welcomed and connected. I notice the teachers standing near the entrance, smiling and saying hello to students as they arrive. Even small gestures like these set a positive tone for the day. Inside the school building, the hallway is alive with footsteps and laughter. Students are moving in different directions, lockers are opening and closing, and the smell of polished floors reminds me of the order and routine of school life. I walk to my locker, place my jacket inside, and take out the notebooks and textbooks I will need for the first lessons. Being organized helps me feel ready and focused. As I step into my classroom, the first thing I see is the sunlight streaming through the windows. I like to sit near the window because I enjoy watching the trees swaying gently in the morning breeze. I place my bag under my desk and open my notebook. Before the lesson begins, I greet my teacher politely. A simple good morning, teacher, is always returned with a warm smile, reminding me that school is not only about learning facts but also about respect and kindness. My classmates are chatting quietly. Some are sharing notes, others are discussing homework or upcoming tests. I like to take a few minutes to organize my desk and prepare my mind. I check if I have my pen, pencil, eraser, and any assignments completed the night before. Being prepared helps me start the day with calmness and confidence. When the first bell rings, the classroom becomes silent. Everyone focuses on the teacher, who begins the day with a friendly greeting and a review of what we will learn today. Our first subject is English. I enjoy English because it connects me to the world. Today, we are learning new vocabulary and practicing sentences. I listen carefully, repeat phrases aloud, and write them in my notebook. Each correct pronunciation gives me a little boost of confidence. Even when I make mistakes, I know that trying and correcting is part of learning. During English class, we sometimes do role plays. Today, we practice asking questions and giving answers about daily routines. I take turns with my classmates, using polite phrases such as "Can you help me, please?" and "Thank you for your answer." Speaking in front of others is challenging at first, but it helps me gain courage and confidence. I also notice that listening carefully to others is just as important as speaking. Misunderstandings can be avoided when we pay attention and ask questions politely. After English, we move on to mathematics. Math lessons are like puzzles waiting to be solved. Today, we work on addition, subtraction, and simple problem solving. The teacher explains each problem step by step. I write carefully in my notebook, making sure I understand each stage. Solving problems correctly makes me feel proud, while mistakes remind me to check my work and think more carefully. I sometimes help a friend who is struggling, and explaining the steps also reinforces my own understanding. Between lessons, we have short breaks. During these breaks, I stretch my legs, take a sip of water, and sometimes chat with friends. These small pauses help me recharge for the next class. I notice the energy in the schoolyard, students running, laughing, and enjoying moments of freedom before the next lesson begins. Next comes science. Today, we are studying the life cycle of plants. The teacher shows pictures of seeds, sprouts, and flowers. We also do a small experiment, planting seeds in cups of soil. Each day, I can observe the changes, noticing how small seeds grow into tiny plants with water and sunlight. Science teaches me patience, observation, and curiosity. I write down my observations carefully in my notebook. History follows science. We learn about ancient civilizations. The teacher tells stories about people who lived long ago, how they built houses, farmed, and celebrated festivals. Listening to history feels like traveling back in time. I imagine myself in an ancient village, walking among people in simple clothes, and listening to their stories. I also write down new words and facts to remember them later. Before the first part of the morning ends, we have a short reading activity. Today, we read a story about a girl helping her grandmother in the garden. I enjoy imagining the characters and placing myself in their situations. Reading aloud helps me improve pronunciation and comprehension. I underline new words and phrases to use in my own writing and speaking. As the bell signals the end of the morning lessons, I feel a mix of tiredness and satisfaction. My brain has absorbed new vocabulary, solved math problems, observed plants growing, traveled through history, and enjoyed a story in reading class. Each activity adds value to my learning and helps me grow as a student and a person. My dear friends, this was the story of arriving at school and experiencing the first morning lessons. In the next episode, we will explore lunchtime, spending moments with friends, and the joyful experiences of the schoolyard. And now, get ready to listen to Episode 2. Episode 2, Lunchtime and Moments with Friends. The bell rings loudly, signaling the start of lunch break. After several hours of lessons, every student feels a mix of excitement and relief. I slowly close my notebook, put my pen in my pencil case, and gather my books. Around me, classmates are already standing, chatting, laughing, or moving toward the cafeteria. Some rush to claim their favorite seats, while others stroll slowly, enjoying the short freedom between classes. I walk with my best friends, feeling the cool breeze outside and listening to their stories. We talk about the morning lessons, share small jokes, and discuss what we are going to do after school. These small moments make the day feel lighter and joyful. I notice the different moods around me. Some students are energetic, some are calm, and others are slightly tired. Everyone has their way of spending this break, and I try to balance between chatting, eating, and observing. Entering the cafeteria, the smell of food fills the air. Steam rises from trays of rice, vegetables, pasta, and fresh fruits. The room is filled with lively sounds, chairs moving, trays clattering, and students talking in groups. I take my tray, carefully choosing what I want to eat. Today, I have rice, chicken, and a small salad. The smell reminds me of home-cooked meals, and I feel grateful. My friends wave at me from a table near the window. I hurry to join them, feeling happy to sit in a familiar spot. We place our trays on the table and start eating. As we eat, we talk about different things, funny incidents from the morning, homework assignments, and plans for the weekend. Lunch is not just about eating, it is about connection, sharing, and small acts of kindness. Sometimes, we exchange pieces of our food, a cookie for a piece of chicken or a sip of juice. These small gestures strengthen our friendship. While eating, I observe the surroundings carefully. Some students are engrossed in their food, some are talking loudly, and others are quietly reading. Teachers walk around the cafeteria, smiling and ensuring that everything is safe and orderly. I notice small details, like a student helping another open a juice box, or someone picking up a piece of dropped bread. These small acts of kindness create a sense of community and warmth. After finishing my meal, I carefully put my tray aside and wash my hands. Some friends head outside to the playground, while others remain indoors for quiet activities. I join a group of friends going outside. The schoolyard is full of energy, students running, playing football, skipping rope, and laughing freely. The sun is shining, casting warm light over the playground, and the fresh air feels rejuvenating. I take a deep breath and feel relaxed. After hours of focused lessons, this break gives my mind a chance to rest and recharge. Some of my friends suggest playing a quick game of tag. We run around, chasing each other, laughing loudly, and enjoying every moment. The movement refreshes my body and clears my mind. I notice that physical activity is not only fun but also necessary for feeling energetic and alert for the next lessons. Sometimes, I prefer quieter activities. I might sit under a tree with a short storybook, reading and enjoying the soft rustle of leaves in the wind. Other times, I walk slowly with a friend, talking about hobbies, dreams, or simple things like favorite foods and colors. These calm moments allow me to reflect on the morning lessons and prepare mentally for the afternoon. I also enjoy observing younger students playing. Their energy and laughter remind me of how joyful and carefree childhood can be. Watching them brings a smile to my face and makes me appreciate the simple pleasures of school life. Some older students gather in small groups, sharing games, music, or practicing for upcoming school events. I sometimes join them when they play the guitar or sing softly. Music during lunch break adds happiness and lightness to the school atmosphere. During this time, I notice the importance of patience and sharing. Waiting for our turn to play or sharing food and space teaches respect and cooperation. These small lessons, though seemingly ordinary, contribute to building character and social skills. I remind myself that friendships grow through communication, empathy, and shared moments. Before the bell rings signaling the end of lunch break, I take a moment for myself. I sit quietly under a tree, close my eyes, and think about the morning. I reflect on what I learned, what made me happy, and what I want to do better in the afternoon. These brief moments of reflection bring calmness and help me prepare for the next lessons. As the bell rings, students gather their belongings and start walking back to the classrooms. Some continue chatting, some are still laughing, and others hurry to make sure they are on time. I walk with my friends, feeling a sense of readiness and positivity for the upcoming lessons. Returning to the classroom, I notice that the environment has shifted. After the break, students seem more relaxed but also more energetic. I arrange my desk, check my supplies, and prepare for the next lesson. The afternoon promises new knowledge, interesting discussions, and more opportunities to grow. My dear friends, this was the story of lunchtime and the time spent with friends. Lunch break is not only about eating, it is about connections, laughter, rest, and small lessons in social skills. In the next episode, we will explore the afternoon lessons, projects, and classroom activities that make learning fun and meaningful. Get ready to listen to Episode 3. Episode 3, Afternoon Lessons and Classroom Activities. After lunch, the school takes on a different atmosphere. Students return to their classrooms with renewed energy. Some are still laughing about stories shared during lunch, while others walk quietly, focused on the lessons ahead. I walk to my seat slowly, taking in the bright sunlight streaming through the windows. My desk is organized, with my notebook open and my pen ready. I feel prepared and calm, ready to dive into learning. The first lesson of the afternoon is science. Today, the teacher brings a small terrarium filled with plants and tiny insects. We gather around to observe closely. I notice the leaves' veins, the tiny ants moving carefully on the soil, and the small flowers blooming. The teacher explains how plants grow, photosynthesize, and provide oxygen. I take notes carefully, trying to remember new words like photosynthesis, nutrients, and ecosystem. Science is exciting because it connects what we learn in class to the real world. I imagine myself as a scientist discovering the secrets of nature, observing small changes every day. Sometimes, the teacher gives us a hands-on experiment. Today, we plant seeds in small cups of soil. I carefully make a small hole, place the seed, cover it with soil, and water it gently. Watching the seed transform into a small sprout over days fills me with wonder. It teaches patience, responsibility, and care. I realize that even small actions can lead to significant results if done consistently. After science, we move to mathematics. The teacher writes geometry problems on the board. At first, the numbers and shapes seem complicated. Triangles, circles, and rectangles are drawn, and we calculate areas and perimeters. I focus on each step, carefully writing formulas and performing calculations. I feel a sense of achievement every time I find the correct answer. Mathematics teaches me patience, logical thinking, and problem solving. I also help a classmate who is struggling with the formulas. Explaining the steps makes me more confident in my understanding. Next is history. The teacher tells us stories about ancient civilizations. We learn about daily life in old villages, how people built homes, what games children played, and what food they ate. I imagine walking through a market in ancient times, hearing the sounds of merchants and children laughing. History is like traveling in time. We also see pictures of old buildings, temples, and monuments. Each image helps me visualize the stories and makes learning more vivid. I write down questions in my notebook, wondering about how life was in the past and how people solved everyday problems without modern tools. Art class follows history. Today, we are painting landscapes. I choose to draw a forest scene with mountains in the background and a river flowing through it. I enjoy mixing colors and creating new shades. Art allows me to express emotions and ideas without words. I look at my classmates' work and admire their creativity. Each painting is unique, reflecting the personality of the student. Sharing our work and complimenting each other fosters friendship and appreciation. Music in the background enhances our focus and creates a calm, inspiring atmosphere. After art, we have physical education. We go to the playground, stretch, and run laps around the field. Today, we play team sports. I enjoy running, kicking the ball, and cheering for friends. PE teaches teamwork, patience, and resilience. Even when I make mistakes, I keep trying, learning to improve my skills and encouraging my teammates. The laughter, cheers, and support from friends make the game enjoyable beyond winning or losing. After physical activities, we return to the classroom for music. The teacher brings a keyboard and a guitar. We practice a simple song together. Some students play instruments, others sing along. I hum quietly, learning the rhythm. Music brings joy, coordination, and creativity. I notice how music also helps some of my shy classmates become more confident and expressive. Throughout the afternoon, I also notice small details that matter. Listening carefully, helping friends, staying organized, and following instructions all improve my skills and build character. I realize that each subject, each lesson, and each activity teaches more than content, it teaches life lessons. Science builds curiosity, math develops reasoning, history expands imagination, art nurtures creativity, PE encourages resilience, and music brings harmony. By the end of the afternoon lessons, I feel tired but happy. My brain has worked hard, but my heart feels fulfilled. I learned new facts, solved problems, created art, played sports, and practiced music. Each lesson contributes to growth in knowledge, skills, and character. I feel grateful for the teachers who guide us patiently, for friends who share laughter and support, and for the chance to learn in such a rich environment. As the bell rings, signaling the end of lessons, students begin packing their bags. Some talk about what they enjoyed the most, while others prepare for homework or upcoming projects. I take a deep breath, reflecting on all I have experienced today. I feel proud of the effort I put in and the progress I made. My dear friends, this was the story of my afternoon lessons and classroom activities. The lessons were not just about books and tests, they were about growth, curiosity, creativity, teamwork, and joy. In the next episode, we will explore the end of the school day, the journey home, and the reflections that make each day meaningful. Get ready to listen to Episode 4. Episode 4, End of the School Day and Reflection Time. As the last afternoon lessons finish, the school feels different. The energy is softer, but still lively. Students slowly gather their belongings, closing notebooks, packing pencils, and organizing their bags. Some are talking quietly about homework, others share stories about what happened in the classroom, and some simply sit for a moment, taking a deep breath. I sit at my desk, reflecting on the day so far. Each lesson, activity, and interaction has taught me something new. I notice small details that often go unnoticed. A friend helps another pick up a fallen pen. A teacher quietly reminds a student to stay focused. Even the way sunlight filters through the window and casts patterns on the floor seems calming. These moments show me that learning isn't only about textbooks, it's about observation, patience, and appreciation. Before leaving the classroom, I take a few minutes to review my notes from the day. I check my English vocabulary, math formulas, history facts, and science observations. Writing down what I learned helps me remember and makes me feel confident. I also write down questions that came to mind, so I can ask the teacher tomorrow. Reflection is important because it strengthens memory, builds awareness, and encourages curiosity. The bell rings to signal the end of the school day. Students rise from their seats, chatting and laughing as they prepare to leave. I stand up, gather my books, and walk toward the door with my friends. The hallway is full of movement, students rushing to buses, talking in groups, or waiting for parents. I notice how the atmosphere changes from the calm of lessons to the excitement of leaving school. Walking through the schoolyard, I feel the afternoon breeze. Some students play football, while others sit under trees talking quietly. Birds fly overhead, and the playground echoes with laughter and footsteps. Even in the midst of chaos, I find a sense of peace. I remind myself that each day at school is a mix of learning, friendship, and personal growth. On my way home, I reflect on the lessons and activities. English taught me communication and vocabulary. Math challenged my reasoning and problem solving. Science sparked curiosity and observation skills. History opened a window to the past. Art nurtured creativity. PE built resilience, teamwork, and confidence. Music brought joy, rhythm, and harmony. I realize that each subject contributes not only to knowledge but also to my personal development. Sometimes, I take a moment to think about challenges I faced during the day. Perhaps a math problem was difficult, or I struggled with remembering new English words. Instead of feeling discouraged, I think about what I can do differently next time. Challenges are opportunities to improve, and reflection turns them into lessons. I write a few notes in my diary: what went well, what was difficult, and what I hope to do better tomorrow. Even the journey home is part of the learning experience. I notice my surroundings, the streets I walk along, the people passing by, and the trees swaying in the wind. I think about small details: a shop window I hadn't seen before, a dog playing with a child, or the changing colors of the sky. Observing the world around me helps me connect school lessons to life. I realize that learning doesn't stop at the classroom door. When I reach home, I greet my family and share stories from school. I tell them about the experiment in science, the game in PE, the art I created, and the music we practiced. My parents listen carefully, asking questions and encouraging me to explain more. Sharing experiences strengthens my communication skills and builds confidence. I also learn to value the support of family and friends. After a short rest, I review my homework and complete assignments. I notice that today's reflections make the work easier. I remember the steps, formulas, and vocabulary from class, which helps me finish efficiently. Studying after school reinforces what I learned and allows me to feel prepared for tomorrow. I take notes for questions I might ask my teachers, and I organize my study space so I can focus. Before dinner, I like to take a moment for myself. Sometimes I read a book, write in my diary, or simply think quietly. Reflection helps me process the day, calm my mind, and recognize achievements. I think about moments of kindness, success, and learning that made me proud. I also consider small mistakes or challenges and plan how to improve. Reflection is a tool for growth, mindfulness, and self-awareness. Even simple routines, like packing my school bag for the next day, checking homework, or preparing clothes, become part of the learning process. Organization, attention to detail, and planning ahead reduce stress and make me feel confident. I realize that habits formed at school can be applied to many areas of life. As night falls, I take a few minutes to write gratitude notes. I write about teachers who helped me, friends who supported me, and the lessons I learned today. Gratitude strengthens positivity and reminds me to appreciate small moments. I also write a short plan for tomorrow, thinking about how I can approach each lesson with focus and energy. Finally, I take a deep breath and reflect on the day as a whole. School is not only about learning subjects, it is about discovering myself, understanding others, and growing step by step. Every challenge, every success, every laugh, and every mistake contributes to my growth. I am proud of the effort I put in today, and I feel ready for tomorrow. My dear friends, this was the story of the end of the school day and reflection time. Remember, every day at school is an opportunity to learn, grow, and experience something new. Reflection helps us appreciate what we have learned, identify areas for improvement, and prepare for a better tomorrow. In the next episode, we will explore special school activities, clubs, and events that make school life exciting and memorable. Get ready to listen to Episode 5. Episode 5: Special Activities and School Events. After finishing the regular lessons, the school day doesn't end for many students. There are special activities, clubs, and events that make school life exciting and memorable. I love this part of the day because it gives me a chance to explore new interests, develop skills, and spend time with friends outside the classroom. One of my favorite activities is the art club. Today, we are working on a group project to create a large mural in the school hallway. Each student contributes a small part, and together, the picture slowly comes to life. I carefully paint my section, blending colors and paying attention to details. I watch as my friends add flowers, trees, and animals. The mural is a combination of everyone's creativity, and it makes me proud to be part of it. Working in a team teaches me collaboration, patience, and the importance of respecting others' ideas. After art club, I moved to the music room for choir practice. Singing together creates a wonderful atmosphere. The teacher guides us through warm-ups, exercises, and harmonies. I notice how each voice adds to the overall sound. Even students who are shy find courage to sing when they are part of a group. Music teaches discipline, coordination, and self-expression. I feel a sense of joy and achievement as the notes come together beautifully. Sometimes, I join the science club. Today, we are experimenting with simple chemical reactions. We carefully mix substances in small test tubes, observing bubbles, colors, and changes. Each experiment teaches a new scientific concept and encourages curiosity. I ask questions, take notes, and discuss results with my classmates. Science Club shows me that learning is not only about memorizing facts but also about exploring, experimenting, and discovering new things. The sports club is also an exciting part of school life. Today, we play basketball. Running across the court, passing the ball, and working together with teammates gives me energy and excitement. Sports teach teamwork, resilience, and how to handle both success and mistakes gracefully. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but we always encourage each other. I notice how playing together strengthens friendships and builds confidence. Our school also organizes special events like science fairs, talent shows, and cultural days. Last month, I participated in the talent show, performing a short skit with my friends. We practiced for weeks, planned every scene, and rehearsed lines. On the day of the show, seeing the audience smile and clap gave me a sense of pride and accomplishment. Participating in events like this teaches preparation, courage, and self-confidence. It reminds me that trying new things is important, even if it feels challenging. Another special activity is the reading club. We meet in the library to discuss books, share favorite stories, and read aloud together. Reading club not only improves my English but also sparks imagination. Listening to classmates' interpretations of stories broadens my understanding. Sometimes we write short reviews or creative endings to stories. Reading together helps me appreciate different perspectives, build empathy, and enjoy the world of literature. I also love helping younger students in tutoring sessions. I explain English words, math problems, or science concepts in simple ways. Teaching others helps me understand the material better myself. I feel responsible and proud when a younger student suddenly understands something because of my help. Tutoring teaches patience, communication, and kindness. I realize that helping others is as rewarding as learning for myself. Clubs and events often involve planning and teamwork. We learn to organize materials, assign roles, and manage time. I noticed that preparation is essential for success. Even small mistakes can teach us important lessons. Reflecting on these activities helps me understand how effort, practice, and cooperation contribute to personal growth. After a long day of lessons and activities, I walk through the schoolyard with friends, talking about what we did. We share stories from clubs, discuss ideas for projects, and plan for upcoming events. The laughter, advice, and encouragement from friends make these moments special. I realize that friendships are strengthened when we collaborate, share, and enjoy learning together. Even when the day ends, the impact of special activities stays with me. I take notes, plan for the next meeting, and think about what I can improve. Whether it is painting, singing, experimenting, playing sports, reading, or helping others, each experience teaches skills that extend beyond school. Creativity, teamwork, patience, confidence, and curiosity are lessons that will stay with me for life. My dear friends, this was the story of special activities and school events. School is not only about lessons in the classroom, it is also about discovering talents, exploring interests, and growing as a person. Each activity, each club, and each event adds color, knowledge, and joy to my school life. In the next episode, we will talk about the end of the school day, reflections, and preparing for tomorrow. Get ready to listen to episode 6 and the final motivational conclusion. Episode 6, Ending the School Day and Final Reflections. The final bell rings, and the school day begins to wind down. Students start packing their bags, organizing notebooks, and saying goodbye to teachers and classmates. Even though I feel a little tired after a long day of lessons and activities, my heart feels full of joy and satisfaction. Today was not only about learning from textbooks but also about discovering new interests, helping others, and creating memories. I take a deep breath as I review the day in my mind. I remember the lessons I enjoyed, the challenges I overcame, the laughter shared with friends, and the skills I practiced in various activities. Each moment of the day was a step toward becoming a better, more confident, and curious person. I noticed that school is not just a place to gain knowledge, it is a space to grow emotionally, socially, and creatively. Walking through the hallways, I see students chatting about the clubs, planning for projects, and making promises to meet after school. These small interactions remind me that learning is also about connection and friendship. I feel grateful for having supportive classmates who encourage me, laugh with me, and make even ordinary school days enjoyable. Before leaving, I reflect on the skills I practiced today. Organization helped me manage my time. Patience allowed me to focus during challenging tasks, and creativity made every activity enjoyable. Teamwork in clubs taught me cooperation, and helping others strengthened my empathy and confidence. Each skill is a small victory that I can carry into my future. I also think about the lessons that go beyond academics. Persistence, responsibility, curiosity, and kindness were part of every interaction, every activity, and every choice I made today. I remind myself that growth is not always about perfect results but about trying, learning, and improving every day. As I step outside into the schoolyard, the afternoon sunlight feels warm and calming. I say goodbye to friends with smiles and promises to meet again tomorrow. Even as I walk toward the school gate, I continue reflecting, what did I do well today? What challenges did I face? How can I improve tomorrow? These small reflections help me become more mindful, focused, and motivated. Arriving home, I greet my family and share the highlights of my day. I talk about the lessons I learned, the fun activities I enjoyed, and the moments of pride and excitement. Sharing my experiences reinforces my learning and allows me to appreciate every small success. I also plan for tomorrow, checking homework, preparing my bag, and thinking about how to make the next school day even better. I take a few minutes to write in my diary. I note what made me happy, what was challenging, and what I want to do differently. Writing helps me organize my thoughts, remember the lessons of the day, and feel proud of my progress. Reflecting regularly transforms ordinary school days into meaningful experiences full of growth and learning. Dear friends, our journey through a day at school has come to an end. From arriving in the morning, attending lessons, enjoying lunch with friends, participating in clubs, and reflecting on the day, each moment was a step toward growth. School is not only a place to learn facts but also a space to discover talents, build friendships, and develop skills that will guide us for life. Remember, every activity, every conversation, and every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Organization, patience, creativity, teamwork, empathy, and reflection are lessons that will stay with you forever. Step by step, with attention, curiosity, and determination, you will become a stronger, wiser, and more confident person. Thank you for joining me through these 6 episodes. Keep practicing, keep exploring, and never forget that learning is a journey, not just a destination. Each day is a chance to improve, to try something new, and to enjoy the process. Stay positive, stay curious, and always believe in yourself. Until next time, my dear friends, take care, keep smiling, and embrace every learning moment around you.